Hi, my name is Dopey Pear, and welcome to episode 2 of my Minecraft survival series. Now you might think I had a different name before, but nah, that is incorrect. Nope. Anyways, on the agenda first off today is dropping off all of this junk. This is Fido, by the way. He's my chicken. This is his brother Pito. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I accidentally chopped him in half. Dropping off all of this crud, showing you around what has been done, and in the end of the video today we're gonna have a little chill session so we can talk about some things. But here at the start, oh jeez, spoiled the surprise, didn't I? By the way, this is what I've been working on. The pathway in. Just check this out. I think it looks amazing so far. I'll take you down this way. I wanted to go for this more enclosed feel, and oh, look at the water drops. It's beautiful. I love it. I want it to be enclosed. Like this whole cavern area, maybe you saw it and thought it was going to be wide open, but nah. Yeah, how do you guys like it? I love it. I think it's so great. But that's not all. Let's come on back down to the end of it here and take a, what is this? This is a left. Yeah. And we come on down here and wow, look at that. We've been doing some mining, and oh, don't look up there. That's, well, you'll see that in a second. This pathway goes down. It's more mushy feeling, more underground earthy feeling. Then there's this pathway that kind of comes over to here. Oh, what's over there? You'll see that in a second too. Okay, we gotta take a look from over here because it's an awesome angle. Boom. Yeah, we've got a little something up there and two statues. Let's talk about the statues. So these statues here, the idea is that they're holding up the ceiling, right? These guys are, I forgot the word, but they're these things. I'll splice it in there, add a text thing, I don't know. But they're like recreations of the people that we're here for the founding of this island, basically. They're called the Guardians of Mogvaril. I know, super cheesy, but gotta get some world building in there, right? They're not complete. They need some sea lanterns, some ceiling lighting to really make them pop, and the floor. We talk about that later. And up here, I love it though. They're so cool. Holding up the ceiling, they're gonna be holding up the light, and up here. This is going to be a little kind of library area. Right now it's a supply zone. It's got a chest, crafting table. All of these, by the way. There's water drops up here, and I was trying to figure out how to get rid of them, and this gets rid of them. You can kind of block it off. I didn't really want to get rid of the ones right here. I wish it would be cool if the water drops still came down if you opened trapdoors. Is that possible? That would be an awesome feature. Because I've been using the, not here, but I've been using the water drops in places to make it more cinematic, I guess. Now in here, this room, I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna make it yet, but my idea was that I want it to be a kind of a library book storage area. And see, check out the water drops here. It looks great. I love it. And right here, and where they're dripping down, I changed it. I made it darker, less lighting, right? Love the shadows, and added this gray concrete. So it's like it's been dripping onto the stones, and there's more of it. And, I like it. Okay, moving on. This way, we talk about what this all is, but we've built up the walls quite a bit. We're not done. We've got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to hop into talking about what we are going to be doing today, and then we're going to do it, and then we're going to get back with you. And, oh, Enderman. That's a spooky, what's... Oh yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. That'll totally be a thumbnail for something. We'll be right back with you guys. Now, one of the things that's bothering me with how this build is coming along so far, like, I love everything except this path here and this one, and the one that's going to be going around through this little housing kind of area. They're too messy, I think. I mean, I like the mess around the edges and around the sides, but Like this is fine because it's more naturey, and the one that goes down there. What I want to do and what I think will fix it is I just have to make it more uniform, less messy. Remove kind of some of the stuff in the middle a little bit more often and replace it with a uniform block. And of course I have B-Dub's texture pack, so it's not going to be completely uniform, but I think it'll look better. And then around kind of outside of that, we take away some of this uniform blockiness and we replace that with some of the different colors. Now on the small scale here, it might not look the greatest, but I'm gonna get to work and then see what we can come up with and see if it looks any better. Also the lighting, once I get the lighting down a bit more, it'll be way better. Oh, those are so cool. Now as for this area, I'm gonna repeat here kind of similar to what I have over there, except of course this closest edge here will have more of that uniform pathway feel. This here, I have to block it off. I don't think I'll use diorite in the middle there, but I think I've actually got pretty much all the diorite that I need down, except probably right there. We'll have to add a little bit, and right here. No. It's a bit skinnier than. We could. Well, let's take these off for now. We could put diorite right there. Oh, and right here. Yeah. Okay. So we build up the diorite walls, kind of like that. Diorite, and then in the center here we can have. Oops. We could have some other block that will be like the pillar. And this will be like the pillar, but there will be two separate rooms here. They might not be separated between the middle. I mean, down the middle right here, because we're gonna have to see what the space looks like when we get there, and we'll work with it. And around here, I can definitely do something with this area, and I have to think about what, if anything, I do want to do. And up here, let's see, this is gonna be gone, because this will be another kind of mini walkway, like the one we have over there. It'll be skinnier, and maybe we even take it off, because I like how that one turned out, and I like the kind of not halfway's hidden, but how one side of that is partially covered, and the cavern will be partially covered below that. Maybe that's too much. We'll see. Up here, this is going to be something we work on once we get all of this sorted out with the walls. I'm not sure exactly what it'll be, but I think it'll be similar to the library area in that it'll be like a supply zone, crafting table, maybe a furnace or two, chest, you know, the norm. Sorry about that. I am getting absolutely hammered by allergies. Making my voice a bit deeper, so yeah, I guess that's a bonus, right? And now, as for these statues, I'm definitely not done with the base, and we're probably going to change the material. Now, up here, this area we are going to leave for now, until I figure out like what else I have in my base and what else that I want to do with it. This whole stretch down there, we mine that out. We'll probably do quite a bit on that. We'll probably mine it. Well, we're definitely going to mine it a lot farther down. And then we will begin laying out, or I will begin laying out, the area below here that we're going to be building in. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, shoot. I mean, that's mostly it. I got a lot of work to do on the ground. That was just a test. I don't think I'll be using actual grass blocks in here, and if I do, it won't be much. Maybe around the base of the statues, actually, that could be good, because I want some contrasty stuff there. After I get the flooring done, I'll work on the walls. The thing I'm going to tackle last is the roof, yeah. Because I need to figure out, it's just easier that way. I mean, like, these walls are separate because these are all man-made, but the walls over there, those are gonna be mostly replaced. Maybe it doesn't sound too exciting, it doesn't sound like a ton, but it is. I got a lot to do. Oop. And once oh man, once I get some work done, I'll be back with you guys. It'll be a while, so, you know, forgive me. And welcome back, guys. I think it's done. Yeah, we have done so much work in here. Let me take you down this way, down this hallway. We ended up just kind of mimicking what's over on that side, but using mycelium. And up this way it goes to a dead end. We'll have to work out what we're gonna do up there before we hollow anything out. This is the central pathway that I wanted to put through this side, and I think it turned out fairly well. Got a cozy little fire to dry off from all this damp cavern water that's dripping down constantly. And then here we have a little broom, a cozy little thing, maybe for me. I might, you know, claim this, put a bed in it. There's no one else around, so don't see why not, right? Now, this here is the only portion of the ceiling that I have not yet finished, and that is because we are doing something here with an entrance. More on that in the next episode, because I have to still work out what exactly it is that I'm doing. Got a railing here, the statues, put some green grass down, really contrasty, I love it. And the lighting is not done, but they are holding up the roots there, and I think it looks sweet. I think it turned out very well. One root goes down to there as a pillar. The central root is the biggest, but it ends there. It is done. And this one is not finished. When it is, you'll be able to see how that one kind of curves in. You'll be able to see how it does that a little bit better. And the walls over there are done. I just have to kind of mimic it with a slight variation on this side, and that'll be good. And of course clean up just this side in general. But this side is done, and got another little railing. Mind that down a ton, by the way. I mean, that should be pretty clear. And the paths are more uniform. Clean this entrance up just a little bit. Except one thing, I've been wondering, there's something that's bothering me about this build, and I think I figured out what it is. It's still this pathway. It's this pathway here. I think I need to clean up, yeah. So right about here, we're gonna take away the wood, and if we do use wood, we'll take it along the back here, closer to the edge, and take away all the wood and maybe even the stone from here. We can use cobble, and instead of how it looks right now, I want it to blend in much better with the terrain here. And we might even use some leaf blocks as a slight hedge, but I feel this is cluttering the area just a little too much. I want it to be a bit more open. I mean, even then, we could probably, if we really wanted to, we could work out an entrance that comes in from here. I mean, yeah, that would actually be super easy. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, and this, by the way, I tore out some cobble because I missed it, so we'll fill that in. But, yeah, so in the next episode, I've been at this for quite a while, so I'm gonna call it here. But in the next episode, I'll show you what I have finished with this, along with what we will be discussing in just a moment here. And I think it'll really bring the area together. It'll make it perfect. We might even take away some of this concrete powder and diorite and add a bit more mycelium. Like, I like it, but I like this area more. It's got more mycelium, and it looks good. more mycelium up here as well. And that'll do it. But right now, in the state that it's in, thrilled. The end rods make fantastic lighting, and as we keep going deeper underground, we're going to put these to even more use, and they are going to serve us very well. Like, you've all played Skyrim, right? And you've seen Blackreach with the blue glowing mushrooms and their tendrils hanging down from the ceiling. This is going to give us, I think, somewhat of a similar feel, and I believe it shall be very awesome. That button does nothing. I mean, it's not a button, it's a rock. Don't be silly. It didn't take too long to run through, but it took hours and hours of work. And it was hours well spent, I would say. Very happy with how it's turning out. Haven't laid down the next level quite yet, but we will get to that shortly. Yeah. So in the next episode, we are going to be, as the main project, we're going to be building a tower off. I'll show you in just a second here. I gotta feed my little buddy. We're going to be building a tower right where that diorite little 2-block high pillar is, and it's going to be fairly big. I'm not going to talk too much about it because you will see it in the next episode, and it's going to give us a really nice view of this area. I don't know if you've seen it, but up high, this area that I have been in, it looks great, I think, in my opinion. And then just also general kind of cleanup. I got some stuff to do. We talked about a couple of things in there, an entrance on the other side, and this area here. This other side of the ravine needs skeleton. This other side of the ravine needs some work. So, we'll do all of that, and I'll, see you guys in the So we'll do all of that, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm gonna have a little kind of a chill session now, and we'll talk about some things. Mine some diorite because I need it, and where's that guy at? Hey guys, welcome back. Well, welcome to a little chill session, or whatever you want to call it. Just need to talk about some things, or I would like to. Today we're just down mining some diorite. We always seem to need more of it. Couldn't tell you why, and we're gonna need a lot of it for this build coming up and some builds in the future. So while we do that, we're gonna talk a little bit about the future and some other things. Now, first off here, the main projects that we're gonna be working on the island before we get to expanding further into the island and even off of the island is going to be the tower for one, and a couple other buildings on the little beachhead area here, and then the ocean front, which is going to consist of some docks, and I'm not entirely sure what else. I'll have to think about it, but I mean, I'll try to keep this theme going with everything else. But that's the plan. First, we're going to finish the ocean front. I want to finish this area like completely. I want to finish it up, and just be done with it. And I think it's going to look great. And, well, since we're on the topic of building, B-Dub's texture pack, I do have a couple of plans to alter some of the textures, namely the diorite, the andesite, and the granite. They will all be similar, but I really like what he's done with the textures, but I want to make them a little more natural. I'm taking out some of the bricky looking things and maybe making the cobble flow a little bit better or just slightly messier. It'll still maintain like the concept of what he's doing because I really think it works well, and it works especially well in my build. Like with the default texture pack, it looks okay, I think, but it doesn't look as alive or as immersive. So I do like what he's done with it. Just an FYI, some of the things are changing, and some of the item textures. I'm taking textures from other packs, or kind of playing with my own to make them, some of the colors more vibrant or shaded better. And you'll see that here and there, and if I do have an item that I've used from somebody else or borrowed, then I'll of course give credit and some links to where you can find that. So that's that. And now, after the oceanfront, after we finish what we are doing there, we will either stay on the island and work on expanding inwards, and with what we have planned for that, which, just as a forenote, doesn't really consist of terraforming all of the mushroom blocks out and adding all this bright green grass. Hopefully it's something a little unique, something that people haven't done too much before, but I mean, as we go, we'll talk a little bit about that, drop some hints here and there, and as we think about it, develop the idea more, we will of course talk about it more. So we will either expand into the island or we will move to a different land for a time. And the reason for that is just simply to avoid burnout. I don't want to overdo it, and just kill my desire to be on the island because I'm on it so much and I get tired of it. The area that I think I'm going to be moving to, probably, and I probably will be moving areas, is the Nether. I have some really big plans for the Nether, and I'm wanting to get started on that. Plus the bonus for that is that I can set up a nether wart farm in there while I work, and I do need nether wart. I need a lot of nether wart. So that'll work out great, which actually it might just be for the aesthetics, because it would be a better idea to set up one in the overworld, because then we can use water flows and all of that junk. So one of the projects, the last thing that I want to talk about today, one of the projects that I'm most excited for on this island is a library. We might not even put it on the island. There's some other areas really close by that I think are super awesome, and heck, maybe that's what we'll work on next. But I think it would be super cool. I mean, if you don't know this and you're watching me, you should probably know. But Ethos Labs, he does this thing where at the end of every episode, he, has his subscribers, and he takes a comment and he writes it in a book, kind of signifying the episode number, and he plans, I believe, to put it in a library that he has, and he does. I want to do something similar to that. I don't really have the subscriber or even viewer count to do like what he does. Maybe, hopefully, I'll have a couple of people that I could do that with at some point, in the future, but right now it's me and the auto moderator, if that's even a thing. I think I'm just alone, actually. But I think a library would be super cool. And at the end of the episode here, for now, what I'm doing is kind of making a little poem, and ultimately they will all follow a theme, and right now they follow a pretty obvious theme, colors. But they're all tying into kind of this world building that I have for this world. And they're all going into the library. I think it's going to be really cool. And of course, I'm not going to talk it to death. You'll see that when we get there. And yeah, that's really about it. Libraries, texture packs, ocean fronts, and docks. Probably not going to make any boats. And if we do, they're gonna be unique boats, because these Mushroom Island dwellers, they don't just use any normal boats. Or maybe they do, I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I mean, if you enjoyed the episode, let me know. And if you want to see more, if you want to keep up with this island, you know what to do. Subscribe. Appreciate it. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.